apply a straight edge, because this is a rough beam. Whoops. And all of these edges here, like nothing is really incredibly straight. I want to get a straight edge, and to do so I'm using, well, guess what, another bed rail that I'm just going to screw onto the top here. And then this edge of the bed rail will go up against the fence, and that will give me a nice straight edge that will let me trim off this side. Then I can flip the wood over, having a straight edge here. I'll get a straight edge on the other side. So I'll get started on that now. Minor problem in that the wood is thicker than my blade height will go. So I'm going to have to fiddle around, make a couple little adjustments so I can get that last little bit cut. I did a beam the other, on the last clip, where I used my piece of bed rail, I fixed it to the top and ran it up against the fence, and that gave me a nice straight edge along here, but as you recall, it wasn't quite thick enough, or my blade doesn't go quite high enough to cut through the total thickness of this beam, which is a little over 3 inches. It's almost 3.5 inches. So my table saw left about 1/8 or 3/16 of an inch that I could not reach with the blade up all the way. So I wanted to show you a technique that I'm going to use today that will let me flip the board and get that straight edge by simply passing it through one side. And the way I'm going to do that is, rather than affixing my straight edge to the top of the beam like so, I'm going to affix the straight edge to the edge of the beam like so. And I'll put a screw through here, and that way I can run this straight edge now against the fence, and then I can flip the entire beam over end for end like so. The straight edge will still be attached, and I can carry on with the cut to trim up the other side. So that should make the operation a little bit faster and more convenient for everyone. So I hope that technique will work. It would let me, in effect, cut a piece of material up to 6 inches thick on the table saw. So how about that? Jointing 6 inches of material without a jointer. Stand by. Okay, so I have the beam now set up. I've got the straight edge screwed onto the edge of the beam rather than the top. The saw is set up to cut up a little bit into the beam, probably not quite halfway, so I may make one pass this way, flip it another pass, then I do 2 more passes, or at least 1 more pass to finish off the cut, just because this is some pretty thick and hard material. So with that, let's get started on the cut. And there we have a nice straight edge. Again, it'll be suitable for some fine finishing yet to come, but we do have the material cut 2 passes simply by flipping, where previously I had to go up with several cuts and then use a hand plane to finish off that edge. So I'm very happy with that result. And again, here's a technique you can use to theoretically go up to 6 inches worth of material jointed on your table saw.